do. Right, this live streaming on. Anyway, hopefully it's working. Good morning, BoobTubes and Tickety Talkland. So, the Israel versus Hamas, Palestine, ethnic cleansing, genocide, collective punishment, potato patata. Let's get our dictionaries out and look at definitions. It's pretty self-evident for most people who look at what's going on, what's happening from all angles. I'm very comfortable calling it an ethnic cleansing, and even up in the ante, I can see where that's coming from as well. I made the mistake the other day of actually, for me, the mistake of actually watching some of the videos, you know, and I could feel the big black hole of the fucking shithole that is that area of the world sucking me straight back in, man. I was like, I had to pull myself out. It was almost like the crack cocaine of social media, you know. It's something that you feel compelled, and there's some sort of a gravitational force, like sucking you in, you know, like the tickety talks and the fucking YouTube shorts. So what's the scores on the doors, George Doors? Well, I'm trying to think back. Anyway, so I'm just turned on the BBC website there. Hamas officials say Israeli strike kills 110 as Gaza ceasefire calls grow. Now, sorry if I'm not getting my panties in the bunch for one or the other side, because you'll be there arguing endlessly, a million and one labels coming out, like you say this thing and that means that you're this thing. It's a minefield of bullshit to bamboozle cunts. Polarise everybody. So it's disgusting how it's came down to a pissing competition about who can produce the most videos of the other side being the biggest ball bags. And as I said, I got sucked into the black hole the other day, watched a few videos, and I'm like, oh my god, man. It's fucking atrocious, that shite, man. You know, it's like it's a standing army against a pretty much civilian population that might have a few wee bits and bobs, you know. So I think it was only one or two videos I watched, and one of them was like the IDF bouncing in. Do you know what it reminded me of? Do you know what it reminded me exactly of? Northern Ireland. You know, when you've got all the riff-raff, if you meant to call it that, on the street, all the young boys and all that, flinging bottles and whatnot. You might have a wee rifle in the fucking distance. Might be some petrol bombs and whatnot. But the armoured cars that they've got, just into them. Now, granted, in Northern Ireland, I don't think they ever like bounced out and started fucking firing live ammunition and all this. One thing I seen, armoured car, boom, round the corner, all these brown cunts try to scatter. Man, they need to, see, instead of rockets, man, get yourselves a pair of fucking Nikes. I tell you, although your feet might be a wee bit sweaty in that fucking desert, see when the fucking, let me get this, IDF bounce up, and you're on your heels, you'll be able to get away instead of flippy flapping in your fucking Jesus sandals, man. I know yous are fucking off with fucking that in the wood, but it doesn't mean you need to wear Jesus sandals. You could get a wee good pair of Nikes on, man. You could get Scarper. But anyway, this guy couldn't take to his heels, so he was the one left, get pinged as they just came round the corner. And then this is the thing, the guy was still alive on the ground, going like that, holding his hands up. And then he just rocked up, opened the door, popped him. We went back in, closed the door. 2 seconds later, the door opens again. You see him come out again. It's like his mobile phone. Wow, modern warfare. You don't get that in. Is it actually called Modern Warfare? What's the one? What's the fucking soldier simulation army war thing? Simulation that's out there now. I think it might be Warfare. But anyway, so what's the scores on the doors? That's not the point. It's horrible that it's boiled into this. pissing competitions. Who can kill the most? Who can tell the most tragic stories? You know, like, it's like, I mean, they can't just tell you a list of people that are kidnapped, dead, X, Y, and Z. It always has to be attached to their backstory, you know? They're like superheroes. You know, you can't just have a guy that's fucking can fly. No, you need to know that he's abandoned as a kid and stuff. But anyway, so Israel versus Hamas, what's the score? Score is, yet again, there's an ethnic cleansing going on at the very least. Right? The very least. And yet again, I can't remember a time in my life when this fucking hokey cokey warfare fucking wasn't going on. Right, well, rattle yees, pull back like he's build up. 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 And as this is going on, all the fucking leaders of the world are sitting fucking bumping their... God knows how many millions, billions, trillions they're spending jetting all over the world to fucking talk about it. That fucking Yasser Arafat, man, he had to get a private plane for his fucking headscarves alone. But it's like, it's a fucking hokey cokey. Right? Who wins? Cha-ching! I don't see any Christians getting fucking flung into this pit of fire. But it's a fucking majority of fucking Christian countries that are fucking supplying all the arms. Got a few fucking Abduls by the back door and stuff, man, but predominantly it's all Christian. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong on this, man, but the Church of England has investments in defence companies, if I'm not right, if I'm not wrong in saying that. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Think about that. Onward, Christian soldiers. So, and what's happening, stand back and be objective. What's happening in Israel? There's a human shield of Jews and Muslims continuously doing the hokey cokey, killing each other, while the Christians have unmolested passage to the Holy Land and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. That's what I see happening, right? And who has all the power? Muslims? Jews? Who created Israel? I know everybody's like, Rothschild. All right, okay. Whose signature brought that legal entity, nothing to do with religion, the legal entity of the State of Israel, which sits at the table with the UN, which does everything that a country and a democracy does and stuff. And remember, they're only a democracy because they ethnically cleansed that area of the world. You know, they only started the democracy after they wiped out enough cunts so that they would win the vote. Just saying. Anyway, get it, got it good. What's the score on the doors? Ethnic cleansing. Have a good one, y'all. Get cheese.